Okay, you guys, so here's part 2 in regards to the Epstein Files and what we can learn from that whole situation. So, as I was reading about all of this and all these people that, are wanting the files to come out, which we should. I mean, we should definitely do that, but we have to make sure we're doing that for the right reasons. There's something very interesting that I wanted to share. So as I was, reading about all of this, and I was watching this documentary about, I believe it was, what is her name? Yeah, Amy Lynn Bradley. She's the one who went missing on the Royal Caribbean cruise. And it's been 20 years now. She went missing, I think it was March of 97 or 98. You would have to look that up. I don't have the exact date. But, and what I thought was really interesting with that whole case was it really kind of showed how human trafficking happens and what you can do to protect yourself. So, for me, it was, it was a very interesting case because I was like, well, a lot of things happen. And if you watch even Investigation Discoveries, there are actual investigations that police have done and FBI has done that talks about this. You'll see documentaries about this actually. It's on their network. And they talk about how there's different types of devices that can knock out a Wi-Fi device, that can knock out your phone, that can knock out your cameras. And so, when people talk about, oh, well, there's cameras, I'm like, yeah, so what? I'm a survivor of human trafficking. They could knock that out in 2 seconds and you guys wouldn't even know it. You want to knock out human trafficking for a little bit? Bring it to its knees? That will bring it to ultimate destruction? Knock out the internet for a while. All Wi-Fi, all internet. Have Elon Musk go in and knock it out all across America. All across the world if he can. Destroy every file. That'll bring it to its knees. But it's not difficult for them to do that. It's not difficult for them to go into a camera system with AI and alter it. It's not hard. So when they were talking about the Caribbean cruise ship, doesn't matter that they had cameras on it. That could be easily deleted, altered, or shut down. So, and also remember, they sued the, Royal Caribbean, but they're on maritime law. That doesn't hold the same laws as they do on the United States, on land. It just doesn't. But also, they can only control so much. If someone comes in with a device and knocks out a camera, majority of the time they're not even going to know. It's not difficult. And so, again, it's nothing to be feared. It's more to be mindful. That's why I always tell the parents, make sure you know where your kids are. I mean, I'm a survivor of human trafficking. Every survivor of human trafficking, we have people that are in our cell phones that do this all day and all day. They route I have so many recordings of the what they call, they're not even gang stalkers. I call them monitoring spirits. They're demons. I just call them demons. Human trafficking demons. The ones that work for human traffickers are not gang stalkers. They're people who work for human traffickers. That's who they are. You need to rename that. That's what they are. And that's what they'll do. They'll go into people's phones illegally and they'll monitor, they'll change text messages, They'll change emails. The calls will go to that call center, that specific call center of the human traffickers. I mean, I have multiple recordings of the same group, the same voices, the same names from different organizations. I mean, dating back to May of 2022. So when you're involving yourself in the astrology community, the pagan community, they're affiliated with human trafficking. And so it's very important that people understand this. But those are some things to look out for. People readily know that if I'm around, to look at the people around, because they know I'm a survivor of human trafficking and they know I'm being harassed severely, like they're trying to silence me. So people already know, like, the people that come around me, some are just curious people, some are just, everyday people that are just, shopping like I am or doing laundry like I am. And then others legitimately are there to harass me, bully me, antagonize me, and they know that. And so, be very mindful of the company you keep, because you don't want to be affiliated with that. You don't want to be implicated for that. And trust me, if anyone should know, I should know. I ended up with a fake non-for-profit that I thought was trying to help people that were victims of human trafficking. They were trying to help children. Anything far from it. Far from it. And just because you were a victim of that doesn't mean that they have healed and have chosen to be better people. Some of them that have been victims to that jump into the trade, and then they start selling children. Because as long as they're not continuing to be sold, and if they can get out of prostitution, the deal that they'll make with them is like, okay, then find other ways for us to make money. So you go out and find children that we can traffic, and then we won't be trafficking you anymore. And then there's others that just escape, but unfortunately decided to go down, a criminalistic path, or, and it's sad. It's actually really, really sad. And, you just hope that they find Jesus Christ and God through it all, because that's the only thing that can save you. But that's why I'm saying, like, be very mindful, because, like I said, it's not always the company's fault. Like, I go out and get food, and that's why I always say, the authorities, follow me for months. Honest to God, hire an investigator, follow me for months, and you'll know who they are. You'll know who they are. And it's usually the people you guys least expect. So it was like when I was reading about that, and they were talking about how they went to, the island, and they went to try to find this missing woman, and people were screaming out of their cars, Amy, and screaming at the parents, and how they were getting all excited, and then they got scared. And I'm like, yeah, those were what we call gang stalkers, but they're not. Like I said, they're demons. They're people that are working for human traffickers. They were mocking them. Because they think that they'll never be judged. They don't believe there's a God. They keep thinking they're going to be reincarnated and brought back to life. That's what astrologers think. Well, they're going to find out that's not the case. So anyways, you guys stay safe. Stay in prayer. And I wish you peace, love, joy, and happiness always. Take care, and I'll see you next time on Beautifully Redeemed Evelina.